I want to talk about my home state of Arkansas. I grew up there and spent the first 21 years of my life there before moving away. There are things I still love about it. You know, the Ozarks are beautiful, the food's great, some of the coolest people I've ever known still live there. But I also grew up around a whole lot of fucking racism, homophobia, and a lot of people who talked endlessly about Christian values while spending an impressive amount of energy deciding who those values didn't apply to. So when I read an article this week about transgender Arkansans and their families trying to decide whether they can stay in the state, it brought back a lot of memories. Reading it felt a little like running into the high school bully you were hoping you'd never see again. The article talks about families weighing whether they need to move somewhere else or some that already have because of restrictions Arkansas has placed around transgender people. And here's the thing, Arkansas was warned that this would happen by their own governor. Back in 2021, Arkansas became the first state in the country to ban gender-affirming care for transgender youth. The Republican governor at the time, Asa Hutchinson, vetoed that bill. He said that the state was inserting itself between parents, doctors, and patients. He warned that some young people would lose care and that some families would leave Arkansas altogether. And yet, the legislature overrode his veto. 5 years later, we're reading stories about families wondering whether they need to leave Arkansas, and lawmakers didn't stop there either. Access to care has been targeted, state employees face restrictions on coverage, schools and public spaces have become yet another battleground in the culture war. Meanwhile, Arkansas has bigger fucking catfish to fry. According to U.S. News state ranking, Arkansas ranks 44th overall. It also ranks 47th in healthcare. The latest Kids Count report ranks Arkansas 43rd overall for child well-being, including 48th in children's health and 40th in education. And according to the 2026 State LGBTQ+ Business Climate Index, Arkansas ranks 50th out of 50 states. Now, I don't enjoy dunking on my home state. That's not what this is. Trust me, if Arkansas suddenly became the healthiest, best educated, and most prosperous state in the country, I'd be thrilled. I bring those numbers up because politicians are always telling us what the urgent problems are, and yet somehow, year after year, they keep finding time to go after transgender people who make up such a small fraction of the population. Folks, I grew up there. I promise you, transgender people didn't put Arkansas 47th in healthcare, and they didn't create the challenges facing kids and families across the state. They're just a convenient group to point at when you'd rather talk about anything else rather than the problems sitting right in front of you. The families in this article aren't asking for special treatment. They're trying to do what families everywhere are trying to do: raise their kids, pay their bills, and build a life in the place that they call home. The tragedy is that some of them are now looking at moving trucks and real estate listings because the state keeps making that harder for them.